Next on Worcester News Tonight, hazmat crews respond to a home in Upton to rescue a number of cats living in deplorable conditions. Plus, U.S. Senator Elizabeth Warren pays a visit to Clark University. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Olivia Lemon. We begin tonight in Upton, where dozens of cats are being removed from a home. Neighbors say this isn't the first time animal control officers have responded to this particular home on School Street. The Massachusetts Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals were on scene throughout the evening. Neighbors say two sisters live at the home and have had cats there for at least 5 years. Neighbors believe there are at least 50 cats living in the home. They say there is always a strong smell. Neighbors who didn't want to be identified say they wrote a letter to the Board of Health alerting them to the problem.
And to get help so that it doesn't repeat itself. Whatever, we're not experts in the area, but we want them to get help because they are nice people, but they need help.
The MSPCA was seen going into the home in hazmat suit to remove the cats. They say their goal tonight is to make sure all the animals are removed and in good health.
Animals in the home are safe, and that's what we're doing to get medical attention. At this time, I can't comment anything other than that.
And coming off of last week's Democratic National Convention, U.S. Senator Elizabeth Warren paid a visit to Clark University Wednesday night for an important speech on income and equality. Our Jennifer Zarate was there and has more.
Speaking at Clark University in Worcester, Warren, who has spent most of her career studying why working class families are going broke, will spend the evening talking about America's middle class.
I grew up in a family that we would describe ourselves as middle class, but kind of one of those families hanging on by their fingernails at the edges.
Hundreds showed up to Senator Warren's America's Agenda presentation Wednesday night. Warren says she began the presentation personal, describing how her mother saved her family after her father grew ill.
And we were like that close to losing our house when my mom, who was 50 years old and had never worked outside the home, put on her high heels and her lipstick and squared her shoulders and walked over to the Sears and got a minimum wage job.
Warren says 860,000 families filed for bankruptcy last year. She urged the audience to work together as a middle class to rebuild it.
So what this presentation was really about is the story about what went wrong. How did we go from having this solid, strong middle class to where we've ended up today?
To have somebody come and give such an uplifting message about America, that there's still hope despite all the chaos and discord out there, that if we cling together, we can actually work to making a difference.
And I especially loved what you said about college. The price of college has been getting outrageous, and a lot of my friends are going tens of thousands of dollars into debt, and that's just something unsustainable. Our nation, we need scientists, we need engineers, we need doctors, we need teachers, we need people trained for college.
This is something that's going to take Congress, and it's why the election of 2016 is so important. Donald Trump says he's going to cut taxes for those at the top. I believe that we ought to be closing up loopholes and bringing in enough revenues to support our schools, to rebuild our infrastructure, and to support basic research.
A Worcester man is facing multiple charges tonight, including assault and battery on a police officer. Worcester police say 30-year-old Jones Apaya attempted to drive into a construction zone Wednesday morning. Jones tried turning onto Country Club Boulevard. An officer told him he couldn't and needed to turn on to Lincoln Street. Police say Jones immediately became angry and started driving on the wrong side of the road. A few minutes later, Jones tried to do the same thing. The officer approached Jones asking him for his license. When he resisted, the officer told him he was going to be placed under arrest. Police say this is when Jones became angry and began attacking the police officer. The officer suffered broken blood vessels in his eyes and several cuts, but is expected to be okay. Police say Jones will be arraigned Thursday in Worcester District Court. Staying in Worcester, a 36-year-old New York City man is now facing new charges after being found guilty Wednesday of selling heroin in Worcester back in 2012. Testimony to Jose Paulino's 2012 case ended on Tuesday. Worcester police say while the jury was deliberating, Paulino was seen leaving the courthouse and entering his vehicle. Police began to follow him because he was considered a flight risk. Paulino began driving at high speeds and refused to pull over for officers. Police say after 5 miles, he did pull over and was arrested. The Worcester County District Attorney's Office says Paulino is also awaiting trial on heroin trafficking and firearm charges stemming from a 2013 arrest. Police say his bail is now revoked on that case. He is being held without bail pending his sentencing for the 2012 case. In Auburn, a man is hospitalized after driving erratically and refusing to stop for Mass State Police. The incident happened this morning around 11:20 in the westbound lanes of Route 20. Authorities say the driver of a Chevy Tahoe refused to pull over, so a state trooper deployed a tire deflation strip. The suspect's vehicle then collided with a tractor trailer. He was taken to UMass Medical Center for unknown injuries. No word on any charges at this time. And a crash in Northborough caused some delays on Interstate 290 today. This accident happened around 12:30 in the eastbound lanes. Mass State Police reported there was an entrapment. No word on the number of victims or their conditions. A local organization in Worcester has been giving children a chance they wouldn't normally have. The Why Me Cancer Camp is currently in their last week. Wednesday, they got a special visit from some Worcester firefighters in their brand new fire truck. Our Brittany Schaefer was there and has the story.
Seeing their little face and asking, oh, what's this? And how, what do you use this for? It's a great feeling to see that smile on their face.
Worcester firefighters in their newest fire truck paid a visit to Sherry's house Wednesday. Dozens of kids got to climb inside the truck, spray the hose, and try on a uniform.
It means a lot to us because these kids are going through difficulties in life, and to see the little smiles on their faces.
The kids try on all the equipment, get to see what it's like to be a firefighter, how hot that clothing is, and to shoot the hose into the woods. They just love it.
Sherry's house is a place where families coping with childhood cancer can go and get support. During the past few weeks, the kids have been involved in a summer camp. Normally, activities like camp might not be possible for them.
Kids with pediatric cancer are robbed of their childhood, so this is a chance to step away from that and just let a kid be a kid.
I just like all the different activities that they provide, and I just think it's great that they have something for these kids, these particular type of kids, that can't always be in a camp setting.
Stephanie Fontaine's daughter is now cancer-free, but 8 years ago was a different story. She says Sherry's house was and continues to be a great spot for kids to be safe and have fun.
It meant everything to us because I trusted the people here and I knew that she was in safe hands, and I knew that she would be loved and cared for the way I would.
The kids have spent the last few weeks doing different activities. They say getting to meet Worcester firefighters has been a highlight of their camp experience.
To spray the hose and also go inside the truck. It makes me feel good to be around people and have a fun time.
Brittany Schaefer, Worcester News Tonight.
One of the biggest music acts performed in Worcester's Canal District Wednesday night. Thousands of people came out to the Kelly Square area to see a Howie Day concert. The singer-songwriter is originally from Maine. Day is the latest act to perform in the Canal District concert series. One Worcester resident we spoke with says on a warm summer night like tonight, it's great to see the city come together for good music.
Howie's music, and not only that, but what his music and what his sound is doing for the city of Worcester tonight, bringing residents together, bringing people from outside the city together to really just be a community tonight for music, for Worcester. It's a great feeling.
High school students in Worcester spending their summer days outdoors and at work. Worcester's parks are getting a touch-up thanks to students who are a part of the Park Stewards program. Our Andy Madison takes a look at their hard work.
They've been working hard throughout the summer all over Worcester, even as city officials gathered at Elm Park to thank them for their efforts. Some couldn't stop.
Yeah, you know, once I start something, I like to finish.
In terms of the projects,
as the city manager spoke, Johanny Tejada kept painting this footbridge. You've got paint all over.
Yeah, I don't mind. It looks like I'm a hard worker.
They are all part of the city's Park Stewards program. During the summer, when most are at the beach or playing in the park,
you guys don't want to take a break?
These students are at work.
They're learning things, and that's what I'm here for. Educate them on, strong leadership, and just make sure they have a good work ethics at the end of the day.
Now in its 7th year, the program continues to grow. Last year, 27 students were put to work. This year, it's more than 35. And just like any good job, the students get a paycheck thanks to a $25,000 grant from Massport.
It shows that it's a beautiful, safe environment, which makes it that much more attractive for people that are looking to live here and improve the quality of life for the people that do live here.
The program spreads high school students across the city's 60 parks during the summer. It sounds like a tough job, but the high school students we spoke with say they're happy to help.
The work is like a great thing, especially when you all are youth and you all get to hang out together. Like at work, you do your work, but you have fun at the same time, so it's very good.
As their 6-week program comes to an end, their hard work is benefiting the city.
I really appreciate your hard work.
While keeping these kids out of harm's way in the summer months. Andy Madison, Worcester News Tonight.
Worcester is closing one of its largest lakes tomorrow for algae treatment. Indian Lake will be closed tomorrow to boating, fishing, swimming, and irrigation. Crews will treat the lake with copper sulfate to reduce the algae bloom. City officials say the sunny weather has caused algae to rise and needs to be treated so it doesn't reach an unhealthy level.
Essentially, for the past few years, we've done a copper sulfate treatment to reduce the algae numbers.
Indian Lake will reopen for public use on Friday.